Welcome to the MindGlitch Files. Tonight, we look into the silent spaces between heartbeats. We look at Elias Thorne. Elias was a cartographer, not of mountains or oceans, but of echoes. He mapped the negative space of sound. He believed that if a sound was loud enough, its absence left a permanent, measurable void in the fabric of reality. He worked alone in a soundproof basement studio he built himself. It was perfect silence, the kind that presses against your eardrums until you almost hear your own blood moving. His obsession began after a concert, a night when a bass note dropped so low, so perfectly tuned, that for a full second afterward, everything sounded thinner, like the world was wearing cheap wallpaper. Elias developed a device he called the resonance tracker. It didn't record sound, it recorded the lack of it. It charted the precise geometry of silence, looking for those lingering scars where noise used to be. For years, his readings were flat. Noise was noise, and silence was just the space between. Until one Tuesday afternoon, he was mapping the silence left after his ancient refrigerator compressor finally died. A deep, resonant hum simply vanished. The tracker went wild. The readout wasn't a flat line, it was a waveform. A complex, structured signature where the expected nothingness should have been. It was the echo of the compressor's final vibration, but it wasn't decaying, it was holding. Elias spent 3 days analyzing that single data point. He realized the pattern wasn't the sound fading, it was a sequence. A highly organized series of pulses embedded in the silence itself. It was a message, written in the language of absence. He painstakingly translated the pulses into binary, and the binary into a simple sequence of letters. The decoded message was chillingly short. It read, "We noticed the ripple." Elias didn't understand who we were or what ripple they were referring to. He just knew his silence was compromised. He became paranoid, convinced his quiet room was being monitored by whatever entity could read the ghosts of vibrations. He stopped using the tracker, burying it in a lead-lined box in the dirt floor of the studio. He returned to normal, mundane sounds, the click of a switch, the scrape of a chair. He tried to refill the gaps with new noise, drowning the evidence. 1 week later, Elias was asleep when a sound woke him. It wasn't loud. It was the faint, high-pitched whine of a refrigerator compressor starting up, the exact sound that had died a week prior. He sat up, heart hammering. The sound stopped. Silence rushed back in, heavier than before. He looked at the digital clock on his nightstand. The display flickered, momentarily going dark. When the numbers reappeared, they weren't showing the time. They showed coordinates. Coordinates leading directly to the spot where he had buried the resonance tracker. They hadn't just noticed the ripple. They were closing the loop. They were using his own map of silence to find him. He raced downstairs, flinging open the studio door. The lead box was gone. The dirt floor was disturbed, but on the workbench, sitting neatly where the tracker used to be, was a single, perfectly polished riverstone. Elias picked it up. It felt unnaturally cold. As he held it, he heard it, not with his ears, but inside his skull. A single, sustained, impossibly deep bass note. The note that started everything. And then that note abruptly stopped. A perfect, absolute, manufactured silence descended, pressing in, promising nothing. If you feel that pressure, if you sense the structure beneath the quiet, leave a mark of acknowledgement, a simple touch of recognition. That validates the data we are gathering here. A new file is opened every day, waiting for the resonance of your attention.